All right. We were talking about game devs. Let's see if I can find it. I heard about this. This is a game dev that people were trying to cancel because he wasn't kowtowing to like certain idiots on Twitter. We were talking, yeah, Poland. This is a Poland game dev. Not Poland, sorry, Polish game dev. Doc, can you repost your comment, buddy? Because that was directly why I'm going to talk about this. And so I wasn't going to talk about this today. I was going to talk about this tomorrow. I'm very, my voice is tired. But Doc's comment, we were just talking about weirdos that try to defend a broken game or a broken system and try to basically bend a game company to do something dumb that is not in the interest of the actual game authors. A lot of times we talk about this in terms of a game company's executives screwing over a game and messing up the direction of it. Otherwise, what could have been an interesting game. We just covered this with Concord. Sony execs, forcing the game to be a live service game, forcing it to be a hero shooter when it was clearly meant to be a freaking awesome single player heist game. Or a cooperative type of game or whatever. Like that was the vibe that really worked for the game. And the game ended up not being any of that at all whatsoever. And, Sony is actually trying to kill the game for a tax write-off. That is an example of execs trying to kill the game. Now, what also oftentimes kills a game is a group of idiots on, things like Twitter. Twitter is responsible for many such events like this. This is just an example. Where they try to basically cancel and shit on a game for not kowtowing and changing direct game mechanics just for something specific that they want in the game and has nothing to do with the actual game itself. Now, our mod and good friend in the community stated this as a very, very direct thing, and that's why I am covering this. His comment was, and I'm giving you context, is it's the same way Stellar Blade was almost changed because of outcries on Twitter from people who were never going to play their game. And a lot of companies cave in to some of those people. You are completely correct, Doc. This is an example of the opposite. This is an example of outcry on Twitter of people trying to change a game, and the game does not change. And the game the author of the game, Artur Semyorowski, I'm really bad with names, so I'm probably butchering that. It basically refused to do that exact step, and is kind of just standing up for what he has created and why he created that way, and so on and so forth. So basically, the issue is this. The context is this. He was told by Twitter. So he's made context of the game. He's made a game called Soul Ash. We've covered Soul Ash in terms of the trailer. Soul Ash is a roguelike, traditional turn-based roguelike that is incredibly in-depth mechanics. It is a fantasy roguelike, dealing with creating a really in-depth character, going through the world with permadeath, and it has all kinds of things from a family heritage system to make sure your character traits can live on in your son or whatever, and so on and so forth. It's one of those high fantasy style games, grimdark, one of those really in-depth roguelike games. We have other examples of this. ADOM is one that we played just a few short months ago, so on and so forth. There's a lot of games like this, and it's a very vibrant community. Tales of Majayal is one of my favorites. Tales of Majayal, however, does not have things like family mechanics or anything at all. Soul Ash is very unique with the breadth of the game that it created. So, because there's a family system, people asked in the community, "Hey Arthur, thank you for your hard work. I'm a queer fan of your game and wanted to ask if same-sex relationships would be possible in future updates. I know other devs, like the ones who made Medieval Fantasy, said they consider it too late to be put into the game. I just wanted to see if it was something on your radar that would be safe for you to implement in the future. Thank you for your dedication to the game and this community." This is a very good comment. This guy is being respectful. He's asking. He's very nice. He's just asking, is this possible? Totally fair question. Arthur's response is also totally fair. Main purpose of the family system is to create a legacy through children, and giving our limited ways to interact with NPCs, I don't think it's a good way to represent relationships, so I don't plan to be able to expand on that right now. More extended interactions were something that some players wished was a bigger focus of the game, but unfortunately it would take a long time, and probably removal of conversations and dialogue systems that would turn Soul Ash 2 into basically The Sims, as well as other games I'm already trying to mix. We're going to have to see if I ever get excited about it, but right now I'm too pumped up to go to war to delay it any further. And he's talking about like in the game and so on. So a very measured response, and it's totally fine. This guy asked a good question. The creator of the game, Arthur, had a very, cogent, respectful response saying that basically it's not the focus. I'd have to rewrite the entire situation of all the dialogue trees and everything like that. It would basically fuck everything up. So sorry, can't do it. That's fine, right? It's a normal situation, right, guys? Am I taking crazy pills or am I right here? But after this response, this guy, this single indie game dev, this guy works on his game alone, man. And he created like 2 really awesome in-depth roguelikes. That's the point of his game. He's not trying to make the fucking Sims. He's trying to make a game called Soul Ash. Basically, we're too far in development. Exactly, Doc. And Soul Ash 2 is actually a game you can play right now. Is it released? Let me check. We did cover the trailer of it. Okay, so yeah, Soul Ash 2 is an already released game. So yeah, they were asking this about an already released game. So yeah, more context, game's already released. So, like, you can't fuck up the dialogue system and potentially brick your game in order to add, something like this. And as a result of this discussion, Arthur was completely attacked by a gigantic amount of people trying to cancel him and his game just because he can't add same-sex marriage into his game. He's not saying he hates gay people. He's not saying that at all. He's just saying we can't add this dialogue to the game. It would brick my fucking dialogue system. I'm sorry, I can't do it. And it's just like not what this game is about. And so as a result, people try to cancel him. But he stood his ground. This man stood his ground. He refused to bow to cancel culture. He refused to brick his fucking game. And yeah, so okay, actually here's how these people work. And it's important to think about this because, like, I'm LGBTQ. I'm very pro LGBTQ as well. Like, this is we've showcased charities of particularly trans folks, queer folks, all kinds of stuff. We've literally raised hundreds of dollars. Like, I'm very passionate about this thing, but I don't expect Soul Ash 2 to cater to, having gay marriage in the game if the guy didn't create the dialogue systems to do so. This is an indie game. It's a single person's, thought on how to create a traditional roguelike. That is it. I don't need it to have representation of exactly the small, random things I believe in. Yeah, exactly. Thykato said a beautiful comment. As a queer person, I feel so bad that this single indie dev had to deal with this BS. Exactly, Thykato. And the reason I'm highlighting this is because as a member of the community at large, the silent majority, that queer gamers, LGBTQ gamers, we just like awesome games. And we happen to be part of the LGBTQ community. That is the majority of us. But these people who try to do cancel culture are absolutely fucking buffoons who make us all look bad. That's what I want to point out. So this is what they do. The steps of how to try to do cancel culture. Initial probing. That's what we saw. No doesn't mean no. So we didn't see the guy's response. He asked a very legitimate question, and Arthur handled it well. So that's where it should have ended. It should have stopped at initial probing. That's it. That's where it should have stopped. And then 2, no doesn't mean no. 3, bait everyone. This is where Twitter enters in the conversation. 4, drag back to the developer. 5, go to the developer. 6, flame the culture war. 7, fabricate social proof of bigotry. Yeah, I saw this situation happen. I've been trying. I wanted to cover it for a while, but like I was, I was waiting for like tomorrow, or day after. Are they liking how they feel about the shutdown? Yeah, I exist. I am not playing the game. I don't hate myself. I didn't buy fucking Concord. I have covered Concord in like 5, 6 different videos. And but yeah, fabricate social proof of victory. This is like one of my least favorite parts as well, because like this is just straight up creating lies. I really hate this shit. I really hate this shit. It's so stupid, man. Hide the evidence of the fact that they fabricated shit. Question mark. Is it over? Yep. There we go. And so this guy's showing all of the information. Oh. Okay. So yeah, this guy basically he got the good response, and the same guy who asked what was a possible just fine question decided to double down. And then oh my god. Okay. Holy shit, this goes in deep. So yeah, I will link this thread in the discussion below so you guys can follow along with every single part of the statement. Yeah. Basically, from what turned out as step one, which is totally fine, turned into an entire debacle to try to cancel this guy who made a game that the fans of this game actually like. Now everyone in his chat is memeing all these people. This is why I love this community, man. Doc, as an arrow ace, I'm extremely offended that you dare have characters in your game that are romantically interested in other people. Baby cry, baby cry, baby cry. Exactly, yeah. That's how these people think, Doc. You're completely right. Will says, just because we are members of the Alphabet Mafia doesn't mean everything in our lives have to be about that single aspect of us. I really despise cancel culture since it's just a continuation of misinformation and people wanting power over others. You are absolutely right. People who make mistakes, if we canceled everyone who's ever done anything offensive, everyone would be canceled. Yes, exactly. And also, it is very clear. I do not need representations about single aspects of my life and background in just completely random other things. That means if I did, that means I would want my own power over someone else. I would want to subjugate them in order to have them do exactly what I want and kowtow and curtail to my exact thoughts and presence and singular aspects of my personality and life. It's all about power. And you know, one thing I think, this could be a wild comment, but I'm just going to say it. I think one of the worst things about our community, and I'm talking about the greater community, I'm not talking about the silent majority. Silent majority of, the LGBTQ folks don't think like this. But the vocal minority has made it seem like we do, and I fucking hate them for it. They're fucking assholes. What I think is shocking is that they have basically created the persona that the majority of people are like this. In our community, and we're not. The majority of us are nerds. We want to play an awesome roguelike. We don't care if it has gay people in it or not. We want awesome Star Wars movies. We don't care if it has like particular representation or not. We just want a good fucking story. Give us some rebellion versus empire. Like, give us good guys versus bad guys. Give us some fucking like lightsabers, man. Like, holy shit. I want good writing. I don't give a fuck if it has a gay dude in it. I really just care about it being a good fucking story. I don't want a family of orcs. I want orcs to be seen as the bad guys because they're literal representations of fucking Nazis. Like, dude, what the fuck is this shit? Have we lost the plot? I know I'm talking about like 8, 9 different aspects of what's going on here, but like it all stems down to the same root cause. It's absolutely insane, man. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. And I think the other thing is, it is extremely harmful for the vocal minority of the LGBTQ population to have gaslit the entire world into thinking we can do no wrong. There are assholes of every single gender, every single sexual orientations, every single race. You can be like every single LGBTQ letter under the sun, and still a fucking asshole who tries to put your power over someone else. Like, that is absolutely a possibility, and in fact happens way too much because the rest of us don't call it out enough. So this is me calling it out because I think this is bullshit. And this is my favorite response. The very end of this entire situation. My grandparents survived the Nazis. My parents endured communism. I had to live through religious oppression since the age of 10. And now some spoiled brats think I'll bend my knee to their rainbow flag or else they'll type some words. I already have a flag I'm proud of, and it's the Polish flag. And more power to him, man. He's basically been pushed into this corner. And it's crazy because this was completely fucking unnecessary. And it's because the vocal minority of assholes in the LGBTQ community have pushed him into this corner. It's fucking psychotic. And like, again, I want to go back to his original response. His original response is totally fine. We're trying to create a legacy through children. I'd have to rewrite all of the dialogue systems. The game's already out. I can't add it. I'm really sorry. Like, that's it. That is the entire thing. He's not saying anything against gay people. He's not being a bigot in any way, shape, or form. He's just saying it's not the context and purview of this game. I'm a small indie developer. Like, I just can't add it. Soapbox Warriors. That's really well said, Existential. Yeah. Existential said, Corgi, I call these folks the soapbox warriors. They only do it to gain attention. And victim culture, Will, the Flute Boy said. Yeah, correct. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. Anyways, guys, if you want to play Soul Ash, I have not played Soul Ash yet. However, we have covered Soul Ash. We've covered the trailers for it and everything like that. And Soul Ash 2 just came out about 9 months ago to very, very positive reviews. 84% positive. It's a small indie game that is a turn-based roguelike that is absolutely like super, super in-depth and one that I really want to play. We played other games like this. CDDA is the zombie apocalypse example of this. ADOM is another example. NetHack, for anyone who doesn't know, is like one of the originals of this. All the hack games, WazHack, NetHack, all those are very, very similar. And, you know, I'm going to buy this game right now because I hate cancel culture. I hate this bullshit. I think this shit is for the birds. I'm going to pull it over here because I don't want to show my PayPal information. But I'm going to buy it right now. Yeah, this is the thing that radicalizes people. Very well said. This is the thing that turns a normal human being. Thankfully, he doesn't seem to be radicalized. He just hates cancel culture even more, which is totally fair. But this is the type of thing that could radicalize someone else. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. This is how radicalization happens. And you know what? How large is Soul Ash? Yeah, so it's less than a gig. I'm going to download Soul Ash 2 right now. There we go. Soul Ash 2. Bam. There you go. Proof of the pudding in the eating, my friends. I want you to know, if you guys support awesome indie devs, support the indie devs. I know this community, I'm you know, preaching to the choir here. All of us are very much similar. We care about good games. We care about good indie games. We don't expect a single indie dev to add same-sex marriage to the game for no fucking reason except just to curtail to our threats or anything like that. That's not how this world works. That's not how it should work. In fact, I think a lot of our community has forgotten what the word normalize means. What is one of my favorite representations, examples of representation in modern day media? I'll tell you. And I'll tell you the reason why. And I'll tell you why it matters and why it's actually a really cool thing and why more companies should try to do representation like this. I don't know if you've seen Game of Thrones, but Game of Thrones Season 8, everyone knows, was a debacle, was bullshit, you know. I agree. It was fucking trash. House of the Dragon came out. House of the Dragon Season 1 features basically a group of seafaring people that are all played by black actors. And the reason that they did this was it was a very clever way to differentiate the two family lines from each other. The main line of the Targaryens and then the Valyrians, which are the seafaring folk. But they're like the same family line, but they're two different branches of the same family. And it was a really cool way to differentiate it. And they don't talk about it. They don't, specialize in it. It's just there. It is completely normal. It is completely normalized. It's not like the Queen of Westeros is like, wow, you guys are black. Just nothing like that. It's just, this is one family line. They look slightly different because they all live at the sea or whatever. And this is the other family line. And that is it. And it was done completely clever. And it was done completely, and the representation is there. It is absolutely them trying to have representation and diversity in their cast. But they did it with good writing, and they did it with good reasoning, and they did it by completely normalizing it. That is all we want. Like that is like the best form of representation I've ever seen in probably the past 5 years, I will say. I think in the past 5 years, I can't think of a show or a movie or anything that has done it better than this. But yeah, that is how it is done right, in my opinion. And guess what? No one forced them to do it. They thought it was a clever idea and they went with it. And it wasn't the point of the story at all. It was actually not a point of their story at all whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. And everyone loved it. Everyone loved it. House of the Dragon Season 1. I haven't seen Season 2. I think Season 2 is considered less good. But Season 1 is considered extremely highly rated. Just good writing, good acting, good thoughts behind all the process, good, good everything. And it's because, it's just about the writing. It's just about the creation of the process. That's it. Yeah, exactly. Cinderlash says, yes, have a character who just happens to be black, gay, whatever, and it is what it is. No one talks about it. It's not like this person is going through a journey and we have to hear about their journey that detracts from the main story and it detracts from the main characters. We don't want that at all. Just the fact that they're there and it's completely normalized is like the best form of representation. Exactly, Cinderlash. That is exactly it. I hate the fact that our community of LGBTQ, especially, has basically gaslit the entirety of media to try to curtail into changing entire storylines just to kowtow to the vocal, extremely loud, psychotic minority of assholes in our community. We hate them. We don't like these people. Don't listen to them. Like, just don't please, media, if you're watching this random YouTube video of Cap Corgi, do not listen to these people at all. Anyways, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you guys agree with my take? Do you guys agree with Soul Ash? Do you agree with Arthur over here, the creator of Soul Ash? And what do you think is good representation and bad representation in media? There might be more examples in the House of the Dragon. I don't watch a lot of shows anymore. I don't have time. So I might have missed other ones. But if you have another example, please give it to me. Because I love seeing this type of example. And let me know in the comments below. I feel like I might piss some people off, but I will always tell you how it is. I don't care who I piss off. I really don't. I like to create good content that is authentic and dives to the heart of the issues. Good, bad, and ugly. And I will always give to you straight. Catch you in the next video. You know what we're going to do? We're going to play Soul Ash 2. We were just talking about it. I just bought the game. Let's try it out. Let's see what this traditional roguelike that was about to be canceled is actually like.